Goody, everyone. This is Dayhawk bringing to you my take, my review of Kamen Rider Revice, Episode 5. He's here, everyone. Kamen Rider Evil has arrived. Now, who is behind that mask, I wonder? That's the mystery here. Of course, you're going to say, well, it's obvious who is wearing the suit, but don't count your chickens just yet, because it is known in Kamen Rider and Sentai history that they pull things like this that are, okay, that's so-and-so. He's the one who is the evil rider, the evil Sentai. But no, it's usually someone you at least expected it to be. Now, it's too obvious, but I don't know. It's just too obvious. The episode itself, it's fine. It's just, in my opinion, it just went too fast. It felt too fast. And I think maybe because they wanted Kamen Rider Evil to appear rather quickly. But to me, the episode felt fast. Because the episode starts off with Hiromi getting his demotion papers, and he gets mighty upset, and from what it looks like, he breaks into the vault, steals 2 V-stamps, and leaves HQ. And he gives one of the stamps, the Lion Bean stamp, to this kid. And that's when you're going to say, are you sure it's not Hirome behind that mask? And again, it's too obvious. Now, leading into the bathhouse, apparently whoever idea to make a channel on BaiTube called Genchan, and the purpose of it is to prevent future Deadman attacks by solving people's problems. It reminds me a whole lot of Angel. Because when Angel had his own series, they end up solving the haunted hotel situation, and they made it not only their home, but they turned it into like a detective's office. And the main purpose for Angel Investigations is to have people come in, say, hey, I have a demon problem, I have a monster problem, I have a problem. Can I hire you guys to get rid of the demon, the ghost, whatever it is? And Angel and his group goes in, kills the demon, and I guess they get paid for it. It's similar here, because Ikki's plan is to try to prevent anyone who has very negative feelings to go to one of the Deadmans and offering them a V-stamp and then unleash their demon and cause chaos. So he figured, you know what? I'm gonna make Genchan, whoever wrote did the name, whether it was him or his father. I mean, I would have preferred Genchan Investigations. And you see Ikki talking to every one of those people, and they are asking questions like, how do I approach this girl? I have a situation. What can I do? And Ikki tries his best to give people advice. And and it hit a snag apparently because I don't know exactly why it hit a snag. Maybe because they don't see a future dead man that's coming out and then try to help him. Hey, please don't go to the dead man. Let me help you, and we will solve it together and all that good stuff. But then luckily an old man comes in and asks, is this the right price? And he talks to Ikki that my grandson is not missing, but he's gonna do something bad, and it's the same kid that got the Leo V stamp. So guess what he's gonna do? He goes to a building, and he has a channel, and I think his main goal for this channel is to expose the evil corporations. Like his, like he's gonna his channel. He's using his channel to change the world by, for example, approaching this evil president and forcing him to apologize for all the shitty things he has done to his employees, things like that. Or maybe the president ordered something to maybe destroy a park to add in a hotel or another building, that sort of thing, And so he goes inside the building, he gets caught, and then he pulls out the V stamp and releases his Leo demon, and you have the dead man coming in the scene, and you have, I'm gonna call her Angelica because the writing, it's like it's Angelica. They're trying to say it's Angelica, and I'm sorry I butcher people's names regardless. But then you have Oteca and Julio. They're like, I didn't give him that stamp. Have you? No. And Angelica's like, really? And so we head to back to the building. He gets the president, and the main goal for this is just force the president to apologize for whatever he did, whatever. Then here comes Ikki and Vice, and Ikki approaches the VTuber, and he's like, how is this going to change the world? And your grandpa is looking for you, and doing this thing you're doing right now is going to make him sad. And then it cuts to Ikki and Vice defeating the Leo monster, and Ikki has this mini talk to this kid saying that these videos are not making people happy. They're just killing time. And it's just, I don't know, that when he said that, it kind of threw me off. And because isn't Genchan, his channel is a way of killing time? Just saying. I'm sure he's gonna say it's for a good purpose, But I don't know. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way. What did you guys think about what Iki said with the kid? Um, then Grandpa appears, and how sweet. He just said, I was looking for you because I was gonna deliver you some manju, and it looked like bread or candy, and the kid starts laughing a little bit and telling his grandpa he's sorry, and that all that good stuff. And um so heading so now back to Deadman's headquarters. We have Julio talking to Angelica and Oteka, I think. Yeah. Oteka is pretty much said that he's sick and tired of Revice interfering with their affairs, and Julio suggested we need to attack his Achilles heel. And it cuts into the scene where Sakura is in the hospital. So apparently Julio's gonna target Iki's little sister. And then we have the little a scene with Sakura and her mom still in the hospital. She looks pretty healthy to me. I mean, she needs to get out of the hospital. Seriously, because after 4 episodes and not cutting the first one, she needs to get out of the damn hospital. That's just my opinion. She can't just stay in the hospital bed and give kids advice. I mean, she could do that at home. Better yet, remove Iki from being the one to give people advice about their lives. Just give it to the mom. She will probably prevent more people turning into Deadman than Iki will ever do, in my opinion. But in this scene, I get to see why Julio may be targeting Sakura, aside from being Iki's little sister. She is starting to feel left out. Because here you have an older brother who is a superhero now, and you have another brother who is part of an elite group to save the world from demons and demons. And basically, Daiji is a member of the Shield, aka Phoenix, because after seeing the Phoenix headquarters flying, it's like, are you trying to be a Shield hero? Anyway, she's starting to feel left out, and here comes her mom saying, don't worry about things too much, just relax. And I think that's another reason why Julio is gunning for her, because those negative feelings are starting to bubble up. And mind you, I think that's one of the main reasons Aki created Gen-chan investigations, I like to call. It's because, as we all know, Julio, Oteka, and Angelica are targeting people whose life has been torn apart. Special example, Sakura's friend. She was left out almost disowned by her mom because she only cared about her youngest daughter who is trying to become an idol. She focused on the little sister so much she neglected her oldest daughter. There, she turned to the dead man, and Angelica gave the Kong V stamp to her. And she staged the whole kidnapping thing to put her mom to the test, and she failed. Then you have the golf player and his assistant. Why did they receive their V stamps? Because the assistant felt that his golf player who is trying to help is not listening to him. And then you have the golf player who, I forgot the main reason why he started to target his assistant, but it's just any reason to attack a particular person for the wrongs and the injustice of it all, revenge or whatever that may be. And I think that's why Ikki created this Genshin investigations to help people and just make them feel happy and not have not turn to the dead man and offering them power to destroy everything. But that's just me saying. And then it leads to Phoenix headquarters. Of course, you're gonna say, Dayhawk, you missed something in the beginning. I will get to that with the whole Kamen Rider evil thing. So we head back to Phoenix headquarters. George gets his Leo V stamp back, and Daiji or Hiromi suggested to use the VTuber kid as a kid to lure the thief that broke into the vaults. And they agreed to it. And the funny thing is that George was trying to make if I get the thief, I'm gonna break his neck, and he tries to break his neck like this, so just moving around like crazy, and like the three people are staring at him and like, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. And then it leads to the bathhouse where Ikki and Hirome are discussing the plan to Ikki, and then here comes George giving him the Leo stamp, and he goes away. And then it goes to the abandoned building. The boy is making a video live and discussing that he's gonna destroy the Leo V stamp. And then you see Oteka and Julio leaving the base, and the Phoenix group, the team led by Hiromi, is surrounding the building, and George is sitting in what looks like a bin or whatever. He's just sitting for whatever reason. And as he was about to destroy the stamp, here comes the two lieutenants. They grab the stamp, but it was a fake. Then Ikki and Vice battles them, and then they use the Leo stamp to transform into a lion. Well, at first it turned into a Hello Kitty thing. It was pretty funny, and then it turned into a lion, which the graphics for this one are so much better than the previous two. So they're 2 for 2. Hopefully they listen to the people telling them, I mean, your graphics suck. They look lazy. At least in this form, the Leo form looks way better than the previous forms. So Leo defeats the giant squid, Oteka, and then here comes Kamen Rider Evil making his appearance, and he easily defeats Vice by throwing him at the roof of the building. He didn't came down, that's for sure. He just went flying out the building, and then Icky is asking, "Who the hell are you?" And that's where the episode ends. Now, trying to figure out who is Kamen Rider Evil. Okay. So, it's easy to say that it's Hiromi that took a driver. I don't think it's the same one that Daiji held. I think it was a different one. And we saw him break in, use his pass, it set his information, stole those 2 stamps, and mind you, I wanted to say this too, that there was a scene earlier on where the commander and George were talking, saying that someone broke in, stole 2 V stamps, and it's somebody in this room. And there were maybe 4 shots of 4 people: Daiji, Hiromi, George, and the commander. Okay. Now, when Hiromi was in the building, one of the team members pointed out that you're being tense. Are you alright? He says he's never been better. He turns around and shoots and turns on his team. Another reason why many people assume that he is Kamen Rider Evil. Another reason why is that earlier on, again, he was mildly upset about what happened and, being demoted. And he's like, one day, this is just a minor setback, but I will rise from the ashes once again. Trust me on that. And so it's very easy to point the finger at Hiromi because he has motives. But it's just too easy. I wanted to be Daiji because he had a plenty amount of reasons to turn on his older brother. But I'm not sure anymore due to the ending of the last episode. He's going to be a writer, but I don't think he's this one. Okay? As much as I would love the fact that it was Daiji, but I don't know, man. As much as I wanted it to be, I don't think it's Daiji. George, he's the least person to turn to Kamen Rider Evil because he doesn't have any reason to go after Icky. But then again, some villains don't need a reason to go after somebody. The commander, I'm not so sure about him. Why would he be Kamen Rider Evil? does he hope to gain? Again, you know, Hiromi and Daiji have the most motive to, you know, transform, steal the V stamps, and go after Ikki. Mainly Daiji. But for Hirome to go after Ikki, if anything, he should go after the commander and possibly George, in my opinion, if it was Hirome. But it's just too obvious to be him, because in Kamen Rider history, we all assume that due to their actions and their personality, their mean personality, we all assume it's her or it's him. They are the evil rider. But when they de-transform, it's not the person we claim it to be. It's like the whole Harry Potter situation with Snape in the first book. We all assume by reading or watching the movie, we all assume that it's Snape that stole the Sorcerer's Stone or the Philosopher's Stone, whatever, give or take. He stole the stone and gave it to Voldemort. But no, it was not Snape. It was Professor Quill. So who is the Professor Quill in Kamen Rider Revice? I'm not saying to take out Hiromi out of the equation, because, I mean, he did turn on his team, and it could be him that broke into the vaults. It could have been him, but it's too obvious. It has to be somebody else. Could be George, because he's the least person to be the one. Remember, he could be a Professor Quill. Because, you know, he may not, his reasons may be unknown if it were George, but I mean, going back, let's go back to X8. The least person to be the evil version of X8 was the president. But then at the very end of the episode, where he meets with Paradox and he becomes super crazy and he takes out his driver and his I forgot the device he has in order to insert it into the driver, and it has the same markings as the Dark X8. I mean, that's something that was like a twist I didn't foresee, because we assumed, at least for me, I thought that maybe it was can't think, but the guy who transformed into a bike, I assumed it was him, but nope, it was the CEO of the gaming building, whatever. So all I'm saying is, don't assume it's Hiromi, not just yet. It's obvious. Everything what we saw in this episode points to his direction, but all I'm saying is, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Just wait it out. And maybe, or it could be none of those people. It could be somebody else entirely, which it has happened before. But we have to play the waiting game on this one. So what do you guys think about this episode? And what do you think of Kamen Rider Evil with his design? And who do you think is behind the mask? Do you still think it's Hiromi? Or is somebody else entirely? Please do leave a like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. And I'll see you all on the other side of oblivion. Johnny!